A lot of your trauma ain't even your trauma. That shit was passed down from your parents, grandparents, and your great-grandparents. Not born with fear, anxiety, and hate in your heart. That shit is passed down to you through your bloodline. And it's up to you to break that shit. You have to get out of it. That's not even your baggage to carry. That's not even yours. You gotta grow and heal. You have to do it or you gonna suffer. And you're gonna pass that shit down to your kids. It's time to break these generational curses and get out of it and move different and make necessary changes. My generation got to put in to heal our lineage, our ancestors, and our bloodline that came before us. Yes, that's the thing. Let's talk about all the generational curses and passed down trauma our grandparents and our parents passed down to us from generations before them. All the issues that they decided not to address because it was easier just to sweep the shit under the rug, not knowing that it was going to affect the next generation because they didn't deal with the problem at hand. They just suppressed it, which made everything worse. You're going to have to pay your debt one way or another. And if you don't pay it, the people after you going to have to pay for it. Think about it. Don't your mom and your grandmother and your great-grandmother or your dad, granddad, and your great-granddad, they got similar illnesses, they got similar histories, they got a lot of similarities that kind of align with each other, right? And that wasn't coincidence. It wasn't a coincidence. It's designed like that. And it's up to the generation after that generation to make differences, changes. If they don't make those necessary changes, they're going to repeat that cycle that their grandparents or their parents went through. I know a lot of y'all be like, oh yeah, I'm just like my mama, I'm just like my daddy, because you didn't change. You didn't make those necessary changes that you had to make. You just went with the flow and went along and let life happen to you. And yes, it's a such thing of living with intention. And those are the people that's usually living in their purpose. They live with intent. And I know my generation is a little toxic and mentally unstable, but we have an important job. We have an important task. And it's hard. But we got a lot of warriors. We got a lot of soldiers from my generation. We got a lot of them. And we gonna make it happen. We gonna make it happen for the next generation. The generation before us brought that shit to the forefront. Now my generation, we gotta take that shit to the finish line. We can't allow the next generation to suffer like we did. We gotta do our part, our job, to make it easier for the next generation. That's how this shit's supposed to go. We gotta clear that path.